When I initiated the project and I was asking for participants, I never once said, would you like to come and do some acting? Because I would have said no, they would have said no. But through the workshop process, it's the artistic director, Catherine, because she listens so well to people's stories that their story is respected.
Creativity empowers people. You start off with the workshops, follow through to rehearsals, follow through to a play. So the whole process is just enlightening and empowering. And we're having a bloody good time doing it.
Connect with the energy, have fun, get real. Don't pull back. Just every time there's that pullback feeling in yourself, be a lion.
For 3 years I haven't been in a psychiatric hospital, but for the last 25 years before then I was probably in a psychiatric hospital at least every 2 months. One of the things this play does for me is keeps me out of hospital, literally. I can go at times in Melbourne thinking I need to admit myself into a hospital and hear from Kate up here to say we're putting on a performance. I have a choice. I can admit myself into hospital or I can jump on a train. I jump on the train. Hiya! I'm here. This is really important work for me, and this group is a part of my family now. You know, they're the team. It's amazing to have the space where you feel you can safely tell someone about your story.
I travelled overseas with some of my family. I can remember every morning getting up just to see the next beautiful tourist view. Then one day, I got up, went to open the blinds, and it was as if someone had nailed them shut.
The script is created through the people themselves, through their story. And that is what's so empowering about the whole thing.
Ideas of reference? Tick. Incongruent effect? Tick. Hearing voices? Schizophrenia?
This is not a circus show. This is a respect of a journey.
I've attempted suicide many times, and as you can see, I'm a complete failure. I can now go out with short sleeves because these scarves are a part of me. And the good thing about them, they're old.
It's not just a performance, it's an intervention.
I've chosen to speak about abuse in this performance because it has such an impact on people, and a lot of people with a mental health diagnosis have trauma at the base of their experience, and that tends to get brushed aside. It gives a voice to people that can't speak for themselves or haven't been given that opportunity.
My father, I can't stay here, but I want you to listen.
It's really hard, but it's also really important. We need to change the conversation because the current one's hurting people.
Crisis line, crisis line, crisis line, and crisis line, and crisis line, crisis line. Who swallows the police? They swallow the police to catch the call. They swallow the catch to hospital. The hospital is too busy and sends you on to our GP. The GP calls mental health, who swallow you up and spit you out. There was a young lady who swallowed some pills. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll...
If doctors and psychiatrists knew the right questions to ask, if they weren't so scared, it would make, the whole process so much easier.
All the time. How many times this week have you heard voices? None of the time, little of the time, some of the time, all the time. How many times this week have you felt hopeless? None of the time.
So being part of the project, performing, playing the flute, it gives me power over my own experience. It gives me a sense of purpose. The message around hearing voices that I want to put out there is that they're a part of me and that they came to protect me from things that were too much for one person to deal with. Instead of being really scared of them, you can change the relationship that you have with them. So you're working together as sort of a team.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Have the voices ever asked you to harm yourself or kill yourself?
Yep, some of them have given me some pretty shitty ideas.
So how, therefore, can you say that they're there to protect you?
Well, them telling me to kill myself is more of a metaphor of them not wanting me to be in that space anymore, to end how I'm feeling, but not to end me.
Can I get the avocado on the breakfast menu?
That you're mad and you're bad and that you will be sick for the rest of your life and you won't be able to function in society like everybody else. That's the stigma of it, which is a load of bullshit.
Being diagnosed with schizophrenia was like being given a huge label. Suddenly I wasn't just Ben, I was Ben the schizophrenic. And in some instances, just the schizophrenic.
Can I get a large cappuccino to have here, please?
People who hear voices aren't all violent, horrible people.
You'll be on medication for the rest of your life.
The daughter you once knew, she's gone. She's not coming back.
Look, you're a very sick young woman. You're just going to have to accept that. You'll never work again.
Being diagnosed with schizophrenia while I was at drama school was a big thing for me.
All the world's a stage, and I'm no longer a player. This would be the last role I'd ever play. The sick one, from diamond to glass. So fragile.
It took me a lot to get back on the stage. 12 years. It's given me purpose with my creative life, which is really, really good to have that again.
Maybe I could do their homework.
By sharing my story, maybe someone else won't wait so long.
I'll wait till they leave, then I can get to the bus, then I can get home.
I've drawn great strength from performing this piece. I think realising that I can own my experiences without having to push them away.
Hey, look, it's Piggy Pearson. How you going, you fat fuck? Oh.
I do hear voices. I have 3 main voices, Jester, Artist and Beast. And in the production, I express a lot of experiences with Beast in particular. When I first experienced Beast's voice, I was very scared. It wasn't just the voice, that was the emotion behind it, I think, I found most challenging.
Oh, yeah, a large fries, thanks. Yeah. 450? 450? Where the fuck is your 450? Highway fucking robbery, you piece of shit! Yep. Yeah, a Coke as well? Yep. Fucking Coke, why don't you just drink a beer, you fat fucking piece of crap?
I suppose I'd always sort of, tried to push away those feelings of anger as I experienced more time listening to Beast. And he actually said that he'd come to protect me because I couldn't do it myself.
Actually, it's me. I have to be totally honest with you though, I don't think I hear voices, but I'm pretty sure they hear me.
The project has kind of encouraged me to be a lot more open with people than I previously would have been. Around the rest of the cast and everyone else, they don't care if you're not having a great day.
Old men in suits with grey hair. Down the street, wherever I was, my hands would sweat, start shaking, and I'd feel sick. For years, that was a trigger. But now I know it's in the past. I know I'm safe now, and I won't let him or it hurt me anymore.
One of the very first things that people say to me is, "Oh, that was so brave." And I guess I'm there going, well, getting up on a stage is brave, sure, but it shouldn't be brave that we're expressing our own experiences, naming and acknowledging abuse and trauma as the basis, I suppose, for a lot of the things that I've gone through.
Annie.
Lucy. It was Lucy.
Annie, I could hear. She took all the yuckiness. The abuse happened to her, not me.
Not me.
She came when I was 8.
She came when I was 4.
I guess people need to see the effects that kind of has on people and how messed up it can make you for a really long time.
Where are you, Mum? Are you there, Mum? Mum? Mum, are you there?
Before the show, I was very lonely because I am the only one that got sick out of all my classmates. And I felt that no one understood my illness.
Must be tough.
I don't know since my mom died.
What do you need?
The project helps me by relieving some of this emotional stress.
We have a dog here. Where are you, Mum? And 2 dogs back. Oh, hello, officer. No, I don't have any ID. There's no one there. I live in a caravan park. No, I don't want to get in your car. I don't want to go to the hospital. Please, no.
They brought me to the hospital and I didn't want to go there because I knew that they would inject me a lot once I went there with drugs. And it's not a short-term stay when you've been picked up by police to sit in the hospital. It's a long-term stay. I ended up staying there for 2 months.
What the bloody hell's going on? Jane! Chloe, get to your room!
In my part of the show, in locked ward, everyone questions my behavior, but no one asks why I'm behaving like that. Schizophrenia took my 20s away, but I won't let it take my 30s.
Hold on to things lightly.
Take care of you.
Take the courage to love every day.
What do you need?
At times, we'll all struggle. We need each other.
Anyway.
Home time.
Oh,
Let's go. Thanks, guys. Oh, pizza sounds good.
What I've learned tonight in reinforcing my training was immense. It's not about the person being bad. They just need our help. And that's a really strong emotion for me.
I witnessed one of those people standing on stage and she was saying things word for word that come out of my mouth. I can go home a little bit more comfortable tonight knowing that something's actually real.
It was a deep connection with the truth.
It's coming to something like tonight that makes you look at it very differently.
I think this performance should be compulsory viewing for all medical students, and certainly for all psychiatry trainees or anybody who's in the mental health field. It teaches so much more than any textbook's ever going to teach.
Hey, look at what we did. Go us.